The superintendent of education.
Hold on. Stop it before you get to the hotties. This hour of the Gallo Show is presented by Pine Grove Behavioral Health and Addiction Services in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. 1-888-574-HOPE, which is 4673. Yeah. Visit pinegrovetreatment.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen.
Now you're going to make people...
Got to go back to the 6 o'clock hour.
I know, but people are going to be upset that they're watching now and Pete is not in a sundress.
Thank God Pete's not in the sundress.
Absolutely.
If you don't know what we're talking about, then you need to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's like a long time ago. So, morning, guys. How are you?
Morning,
good.
Paul.
How are you, Paul?
So many different things going on, but there are a lot of good things that are happening.
Yes, indeed.
You people, do you have a Brinks truck, all the money that the Department of Education is getting now with all this, is all of this being used?
Well,
who's allocating this money?
Well, we will be allocating it per the Title I formula that the federal government uses, and so this is round 3 that's come in, and should be available to districts probably within about the next 2 weeks. I think it's arrived.
How much
here.
are we talking about?
Oh gosh!
In this shipment,
600 and.
Well,
what was it?
Total is $1.6 billion.
If you add all the pieces together,
for the state of Mississippi,
yes.
Or just for K-12.
That will be coming through the Department of Education.
Yes.
Now, how do we access that? I mean, we meaning the education.
The districts. People. Okay, so what they will have to do is submit an application and a plan to us as to how they intend to spend the funds, and then once the application is approved in our system, then they have access to the money, but it's a reimbursable. So they have to spend the money, and then they get reimbursed through us.
They got to spend their money, and then you reimburse them.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to have that availability of the cash on hand.
Well, they've got a lot of money on hand, if you think about it.
What about the poorer districts?
They've got the same amount of money. I mean, it's all Title I. So the poorer districts actually get more money because it's Title I appropriated. So it's based on.
Are there some guidelines on this, Pete? I mean, what are the guidelines? They can't use it for a new football field?
No, they can't.
They can use it for construction. They can use it for HVAC. They can use it for, to add on to a facility in order to more socially distance the class. This is a pretty flexible pot of money.
So you could actually build a football stadium and have class out there and be okay.
Well, that'd be a little bit of a stretch.
That's pretty creative.
That's a creative way to look at it, Paul.
Yeah, put some desk in the stands. Come on. Not that anybody would do that.
No,
don't get me
I understand.
wrong. So $1.6 billion. Now, what are we talking about? What's the timeline on that? Is that going to be activated?
Each bucket of money has a different timeline. So the first money that came in, the ESSER 1 money, has to be expended by September 30, 2022. Then the second round came in. That has to be spent by September 30, 2023. And this third round that's come in has to be spent by September 30, 2024.
And then when the third round comes in, then you'll have the whole $1.6 billion.
Yes.
Now, my understanding was on some of these funds that there was not a timeline on some of them.
No, there's
Maybe
timelines.
I'm talking about another pot.
Yeah, there's might be another pot. There's timelines on all of this.
How much of the previous stimulus is still out there?
I'd have to ask. I don't have that off the top of my head.
But there are some dollars
Oh, heavens,
left?
yes. Yeah, I don't think districts have gone through all of their money right now.
What's the biggest need out there across the state?
Well, I think connectivity is going to continue to be a huge need for our state, Paul, and really want to focus on that.
But there's just so much you can do for connectivity. It's got to be the outside sources doing that.
Right. Well, or districts spending their own money. I mean, some of the districts have even put up cell towers, even paid to put up.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
At the school have their own cell tower.
Yeah, absolutely. So that kids don't even, or out in the district, so that they don't have to drive in to get to the connectivity. So there's a lot of creativity going on.
Never thought about that. I mean, that would be expensive, but it could be done. Now, who's going to maintain that?
Well, the district would have to maintain that. It's their money, their expenses, but it's a pretty good way to
Could they
go about getting.
lease those out later to a private concern?
That's a good question. I don't know. That's a really good question. And I think the other thing that we've done with the...
Or lease space on the tower.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people do that.
Yeah. And the Mississippi Connects initiative allowed each district to purchase a learning management system so that we were able to now have a way to load high-quality content onto that so that children can then download it onto their devices and don't necessarily have to be connected to have access to that content.
So how are we doing? How are we doing education?
Good, really good. I tell you what, I've got to say the teachers and administrators across the state have just done an amazing job during a very difficult time. And, our graduation rate just came out at 87.7, and our dropout rate went down again to 8.8. So we feel really good about what's happening out there. I think the Mississippi Connects initiative really has made a difference for children and teachers. So we're now looking to the next phase, if you will. Now that we've got everybody a device, we really need to focus on making sure that teachers have the capacity to use these kinds of things instructionally in school as well